I'm not really a conventional architect. I trained as a designer, and I have a studio based in London with 125 people, and our focus is on, it sounds silly, but trying to make a difference with the projects that we work on. We're not interested in people's private homes or kind of luxury resorts away from where we all are, and there's sort of almost nothing more public than infrastructure. And I remember someone saying that the sign of a successful city is that rich people take public transport. We've worked on projects like the New London bus, which has the ability to hop on and hop off again, but uses 40% less energy than the existing buses on the streets of London. But one of the challenges was that the bus would need to have all the things we wanted. It needed to be almost 3 meters longer than the bus that people were romantic about. And so our brief was just a new bus for London. And what we found fascinating was that no design team had been given the task to design this piece of infrastructure. London's famous for its red double-decker buses, but it's 50 years since a design team were allowed to think about a bus as one whole project. The passion is trying to find projects where they have a public dimension, where it's possible to try to not do something that exists in another place. And we're at the moment working on a project to give London a new bridge that's a garden that will connect the north and south, and which will be in the centre of the city. So the project is just these 2 planters, and they make a very, very sort of, in some senses, simple garden structure, which is these 2 planters, which as you walk onto them, it grows in width. And we deliberately, the reason to not make a straight path is we didn't want you to just see the building on the other side, but instead to feel that there's garden. There is actually a very quick route across, but you can also be slow. But also to make these places that give that human scale back. The Silo project came about actually because of this extraordinary event, the Design Indaba, that I was asked to speak at 9 years ago. Back then, I was taken by someone to see the silo, and we crawled through the tunnels in the basement, and we walked around and looked up these tubes and went up the grain elevator bit, and I guess my passion for the building started then. The question was, what was this building for, and in going forward? And the property managers, developers, they got really ambitious, and it was very exciting. We've worked with different property developers at different times on our projects, and they got really ambitious with Ravi's help to think about what this could do. I mean, I started tingling when I got to my part in the talk at the Design Indaba, where it was my chance to now announce this, and no one had announced that I was even going to announce anything. And then came into the picture a man called Jochen Zeitz, who has one of the 2 most amazing contemporary African art collections in the world. So the project became a project to give, sorry, I've slightly got a little goosebumpy thing myself, to give Africa's first major institution for contemporary African art. So the project has one simple move to create the main circulation of the building, and that's to just cut a single grain. So a single grain through in the heart of the building. It isn't on the outside, it's in the inside, so that when you go inside, the carved through the tubes of the building is this single central space, which you'll be able to go into, and as you're in that space, we put glass and let light through from above, and then things like the staircase. The staircases over there can look like will just be spiral stairs that look just like piling rig, gigantic drill bits that go through, and the elevators can just move vertically up and down within the vertical shafts of the structure. People are fascinated with Africa, they don't understand it. They know there's incredible things happening. They kind of are scared of what's the thing. And there's going to be this institution there. Africa, it looks like a grain hopper itself. And there, at the bottom is Cape Town. And there is this portal that was the portal for grain. And in a way, it will equally be the world being able to come back into Africa to understand better the ideas generated because of this massive, diverse continent's brain power.